Welcoming to the Sports Couch, we have head-to-head bass angler Meng Lee. Meng, really appreciate you taking time out of your day to chat with us. How you doing today?
Absolutely good, man. Great. Be better if it was 50 and sunny outside, but Mother Nature's got to throw us a curveball and wake up to snow this morning, so it's all good. We live in Wisconsin.
Always throwing curveballs at us.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into it. How did you get interested in fishing? Do you have an earliest memory? I kind of remember what age you started fishing or getting into fishing.
Man, from what I remember, I've seen pictures of me. Well, I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, so my dad and them did a lot of striper and hybrid fishing down there. I remember I don't even know how old. I was just down by the rocks, casting, just doing whatever, playing with the water, playing with the fish. So I got into fishing at a really young age. Gosh, I'd probably say 3-4 years old.
Wow. Just always around the water.
Yeah. My dad's a big outdoor person, so he, every time they went hunting, I didn't exactly start hunting until later on, but fishing, I was always with them guys.
That's nice. Do you have an earliest fishing memory? Like remember catching a big fish or catching a first fish?
I'm gonna have to say, gosh, probably in Black River Falls. We moved there, and it was my dad used to take us out there and walleye fish and just sucker fish. And the Black River Falls is pretty much our backyard, so I could walk after school. I could walk the bank back there up and down, and I found this little swim bait, and I threw that, and I caught a smallmouth. And from that day on, I was hooked on smallmouth, and that's all I targeted growing up there. Just walking the bank and wading in the river, just catching smallmouth.
And you're pretty stinking good at it too. So you're fishing head-to-head bass. It's a partner boat.
Yep.
You're partnering with your son.
Yep.
Why did you pick the partner that you picked?
Why? He's always been my partner. Him growing up, out of my 4 kids, he's the one that loves the outdoor just as much as me, if not more. Even when he couldn't hunt, he'd still come out and just sit in the stand or sit in the duck blind with me and just watch. Fishing wise, he's always been into fishing. He's been fishing since, he could walk and hold a pole. And his love and passion for it, and then just the memories that we create through the years, it's why wouldn't I pick him? Growing up, having my oldest thinking, oh, he's going to be the one that's going to be out there fishing with me all the time and whatnot. He loves it too, but not as much as she. She loves it just as much, or not even more than I do.
That's a great answer, Dad. Nice job. Head to head, it gets kind of hectic. It's a fast-paced fishing event. Is there a leader on the boat? I come from a sports background, not much in the fishing world. There's always like a team captain in a team game. Is there like a captain on the boat, a leader between you and your son on the boat?
I would say I'm the leader. He follows. I do need to listen to him more when he throws out ideas, because I'm, I don't know, stubborn. I'm in my old ways, and he's just learning, right? So he's still learning from me and learning off of other people. And sometimes I shut him down. Sometimes I listen. But last year, I should have listened a little bit more. I spend too much time on one area where he's like, okay, Dad, let's go. But I'm like, a couple more minutes. Where I should have listened to him. We should have picked up and moved.
All right. Do you have any pre-match rituals? Are you a superstitious fisherman? Do you have anything that you need to do before, like the night before?
No.
A big match?
No.
Nothing.
No superstition.
Just make sure you're ready and go out there and hammer them.
Yep.
All right. All right. If you could pick one sponsor that you would represent, who would it be and why?
If I could pick one sponsor, it would probably be the Real Shot. The reason why is because in our sport, there's no company out there that's backing the community fishing more than they do. So why wouldn't you support them? You know, if they're not around, who are we going to go to get stuff around here? Right. We've seen a lot of sporting goods come and go. And I personally want to see the Real Shot exceed and be successful and be around for years to come for my kids, my grandkids to go to and shop at. Like I said, they support us, so we need to support them.
Shout out to the Real Shot.
Definitely shout out to the Real Shot.
All right. Have you witnessed a devastating event in like a tournament? You're a big tournament fisher, either in a tournament or even just fishing on your own. An example that I got from the boss man here, the CEO, he said he was fishing in a tournament, saw a pair bring in their bag for the day, and as they were transitioning the fish from boat to land, the whole bag fell off into the water. Devastating for a tournament fisherman to have that happen. Have you seen anything like that? Has anything devastating happened to you
I have not
while you were out there?
seen that personally, but this boat that I have now, the very first year I picked it up in the fall. And it was the Winneconne Open. And me and my kid decided to jump into it. That was our first tournament together, ever. And it was a brand new boat. My kid he was probably 17. So I don't trust him backing up the trailer to the boat or driving the boat onto the trailer. We had a decent bag. We got back. I didn't want to hold up the line at the boat ramp, trying to be respectful. So we kind of waited to be the last ones to get out. Not thinking we should have got our fish right away, weighed them in, but we didn't. We waited to load up the boat first because I wanted to make sure we weren't in the way of other people trying to load their boats. So we loaded the boat. We went and grabbed the bag. We went and weighed in, but we waited a little too long, and our bag was not counted. We had the winning weight. It sucked.
Oh, man.
But, lesson learned, right? I was more concerned of not being in the way of the other guys, not just being respectful and not being in their way, because it was, like I said, it was a brand new bass boat. I was taking my time. I didn't want to hold up the people at the boat ramp, so I was trying to get out of everybody's way, and that fortunately took too long, and that bag did count for us.
For those of us who don't know, was that like a $1,000 mistake, $100 mistake? Like how monetarily, what was the mistake value?
Honestly, it was probably a little over 1,000. I'm not sure. Like I said, we didn't win it, so I don't know, but I'm just assuming.
Yeah. Live and learn. That's how you get better, right? There you go. Who is a person who has impacted your life the most? And if you could give us a little story about them, that would be great.
Person that's impacted my life, family-wise, or just anyone?
Anyone who's had a big impact on your life.
Well, it obviously have to be. It obviously have to be my dad. Just what he teaches us as kids to be a person, to be a father, just to being a good person overall. It'd be my dad.
Okay. What is the best moment of your life outside of the fishing world?
What was that question again?
What's the best moment of your life outside of fishing?
Best moment outside of fishing. It would be watching my kids come into this world.
Yes, that is the answer. Well done. What is your motivation to succeed? Are you a money-driven guy? Do you like the accolades? Do you like the trophies? What motivates you to be successful in the fishing world?
The money's nice, but it spends, right? The money's not, it's not like we're fishing for life changing money. This is more just a hobby, a very expensive hobby.
Yes.
Um, just the camaraderie between the guys, the memories that you create with your partner, whether it be your brother, cousin, son, friend.
Yeah, head to head's great this year. We have a lot of family duos, a lot of brother duos, a lot of father son, father daughter duos. I think that's a really excellent way for head to. I mean, great way to spend time with your family. I love it.
Yep.
For a new fisherman, someone just trying to break into the fishing world, whether it be tournaments or whether it just be they just are interested in fishing, what is some advice that you would give a young person looking to maybe start the hobby, maybe start tournament fishing?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Find something that you're confident in. um, just keep it simple. There's so much tackle out there. Everybody wants to throw everything. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try other stuff, but if you're just going out there to fun fish, just put something in your hand that you have confidence in catching fish with. And just go have fun. And then if there are days that you want to experiment, go experiment. It doesn't hurt to experiment, right? But if you're in a tournament and you're kind of spun out or whatever, just go back to what you are confident in and just, you know, fish. Just keep it simple. That's something that I've been trying to work on because I've been experimenting with all this different techniques and lures and whatnot. They all work, but it comes back down to just keeping it simple and going with what I have confidence in.
Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Superpower. Oh, man. If I could have super vision where I can look in the water and see where the biggest fish are and just go after them.
That would help. What are your hobbies outside of fishing and hunting?
Outside of hunting and fishing, um, man, that's a tough question because all I do
That,
is hunt and fish.
that's why I had to take those two off the table.
um, Hobbies, I guess it would have been training my puppy, training my dog.
What kind
He's
of
got a
dog do you
great.
have?
He's a Hungarian short-haired pointer, a Vizsla. He's got a really good nose, but he's very gun shy. We've taken him on the field. He does really good until that first shot, and then he's just between my legs, ready to go. Come on, Dad, I'm scared. I don't want to be out here anymore. So I got to get him over that.
All right. You're stranded out alone. Could be on an island, could be somewhere cold. Either way, what three items are you bringing?
I could bring something and be stranded.
Yep, three items. You're prepared. You're prepared to be alone.
All right, so something to create a fire or start a fire, right?
Okay.
Um, some kind of fishing line where I could use that to catch fish or make it a bow out of it, bow and arrow, and probably a knife.
All right.
So fishing line, knife, and something to start a fire with.
There you go. All right. You can pick any actor to play you in a movie about your life. Who you picking and why?
Oh man. That's a tough question, man.
I asked the hard hitting stuff here, Meng, you know?
Um, I don't know who I would pick, but Male wise, my favorite actor would have to be Mel Gibson or Denzel Washington. So if I wanted somebody to be me, it'd probably be, Denzel Washington.
There you go. Big Denzel fan. Great pick. All right. Plan your perfect meal. It can be as many courses as you want. Main dish, sides, whatever. What are you eating and what are you drinking?
Fish.
Any certain fish? Any way it's cooked? You deep frying it? What are you doing with it?
Oh, man. I'm going to have to go panfish, torn between bluegill and crappie. But if I had to pick one, it'd have to be crappies. Just because I could do so many different types of meals with the crappie.
Okay. You eating anything else with it?
I'm Asian. I'm Hmong, so obviously rice.
And what are you drinking?
Water.
All right. And you can bring 3 people to that dinner. They can be with us or past. Who are they and why are you bringing them?
It would be my grandfather. He never made it over to the U.S. He passed away in Laos, so I would like to meet him and have dinner with him. That would be the top one. Let's see. Aaron Martins and probably, gosh, Brandon Palaniuk.
Okay. For those of us who don't know who those last 2 guys are, who are they?
The last 2 guys are professional fishing anglers. Aaron Martins was awesome. He passed away way too early. Big finesse guy, which I was a big finesse guy too, growing up fishing. So just watching him being able to compete at that level, being finessey, growing up fishing the way I did with my cousins and them, we'd always compete against each other, have a friendly tournaments and stuff. And they're always, oh, you're never going to win with a spinning rod. You need to pick up a bait caster. And, Aaron Martin proved us all wrong that he can make a ton of money with a spinning rod, being finessey. And then Brandon Palaniuk, just the way he carries himself, the type of person he is, someone that I definitely look up to and appreciate who he is.
All right. And a couple of favorites here. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie of all time? Man. It used to be Braveheart.
Oh, yes.
That's a hard one to beat. It's still got to be Braveheart.
Great choice. You have a favorite TV show?
I'm starting to watch Yellowstone, and that's a pretty good one.
Okay. And favorite band, music type?
Oh, man. Probably Linkin Park.
All right. All right, Meng. Last question. You guys were my pick last year. Every year I've watched Head to Head. You've been my pick since you won it that very first year that I watched Head to Head.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, hey, I'm a big fan. Who will be the number 1 seed? This year, the 1 seed's a huge deal, right? You get the bye, you get that paycheck. Who's going to be the number 1 seed? I want you to call your shot.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can. It's
You
so diverse.
can.
And it's so diverse this year. And there are all the teams, any team that's fishing this year could be number 1 seed. it's all going to come down to who is going to perform that day.
I'm not going to get an answer out of you, am I?
No, I can't. I would love to say us, but like I said, seeing who's all in and how diverse the field is, you can't just pick a team. Any team this year could be number one seed.
You can tell the field respects you guys an awful lot. I get a lot of the Lees as the answer to this question. So big respect to you guys and what you're doing out there. I can just tell the field really respects you guys and what you're doing. Can I get a call your shot on Angler of the Year in the Bass League?
Are they doing that this year? Is that based off of how many fish we catch?
I sure hope they're doing it. Whatever they did last year, I think they're using the same formula. I can double check with Kyle on that.
Man, the first one that comes to my mind is, it's got to be. I'm gonna go with Mitch Van Aert.
Okay. Yeah, big stick right there.
Yeah,
Mitch is tough.
He's a heck of a fish catcher. He's a really good angler. After that, I'd want to put myself right there with him. But like I said, it's going to depend on who's going to have the better year out of all of our guys.
Yeah, it's a loaded field. The head-to-head bass league should be awesome. Should be great TV. Should be a lot of fun. And I love the format of making the one seed really important this year. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate you taking time out today, talking to us. We are definitely going to be rooting for you guys from the studio here, and I look forward to watching you guys all season long.
Thanks I appreciate
again,
it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yep, you too. See you
That's
guys.
Meng Lee, angler, head-to-head bass. Come check him out all season long right here on Fix.